Welcome everyone to the Sauced Hockey Podcast. I'm David.
And I'm Charlie.
Charlie, what do we have on today's show?
We're going to catch up on the last few games of the Predators' season before the Olympic break. And we're going to do a little Olympic preview right here. We're going to play a game called Brock, Faber, Scissors. And then we'll do our featured cards for the day.
Obviously, if you haven't been watching the Olympics, the 2026 Winter Olympics are currently going on. USA's had some great moments so far in figure skating and a couple other events. The women's hockey team is undefeated. We're 4-0, outscoring opponents 20-1. We've scored 5 goals in every game and shut out the last 3 opponents. They're in now in the quarterfinals, and today, men's Olympic hockey has started. Finland is playing Slovakia right now. Preds fans, UC Saros is in net. So lots going on with the Olympics. We're excited to get to the preview, but we thought we'd start with just a little catch up on the Nashville Predators' last few games since our last episode. So Charlie, what's it looking like?
So, since our last episode, we had an awesome game on Monday, but at first it didn't look so awesome. We were down at one point, 5-1 against the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah. I'll pull this one up now.
We thought we were we were looking absolutely horrible in the beginning of the second period. We let in 3 in the first half of the second period.
That second period, I think is that when I came home?
Yeah.
Easily the worst I've seen the team play in a long time. We looked so bad. And as he said, down 5-1. We pull UC Saros, put in Justus Anonen, and what happens?
And then the Nashville Predators did their second ever 4-goal comeback. Insane.
Yeah. Last time we covered, the last 4-goal comeback was last year in January against the San Jose Sharks, and this turnaround was incredible. You could not watch a game and see 2 different teams like you saw on that Monday night game. We went from looking like the worst team in the league to the best team in the league. We were unstoppable. It was incredible. Stamkos scored twice. Preds come back down 4 and win the game 6-5 in regulation. Doesn't even go to overtime. We score 5 unanswered to win the game in regulation. Just unbelievable. Goals were, so it went Neighbors, O'Reilly, Buchnevich, Broberg, Parayko. So that's where we're down 5-1. The comeback starts in the second period still, with Michael McCarron getting 1.
That's the first time, in a while, Michael McCarron scored, but
he's playing really good.
Even still, yeah.
Whatever his line is on the ice, it's so helpful for our team. The pressure they put on and the things he does, killing penalties, he's doing really well. So it was good to see. He tipped that one in. Then we got a Forsberg wrist shot to make it 5-3 going into the third. Yeah, you called that one. You were like, Forsberg's going to snipe it.
I said, Forsberg, rip one.
Wham. 5-3 with tons of momentum. The end of the second, we were like, what's happening? We look so good, right? Third period, we come out 2 minutes in, keep the momentum going. O'Reilly scores. Then
Steven Stamkos scores twice.
Back to back, yep. This one wasn't an empty netter either, right?
Yeah, no, that was...
Yeah, that was one. The first one was the wraparound. Remember that?
What is a poke shot?
I don't know. Let's watch that one. It looks like we got to watch an ad. But, just unbelievable performance. So, great win. That put us just a couple points out of the wild card spot. And then we have 2 more games that week. First, the Minnesota Wild.
Yes.
But so far this year, how have games between the Predators and Wild gone?
Absolutely chaos. Absolute chaos. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like the first time, it was the dramatic game where Stamkos tied it up with 0.3 seconds left. Then in overtime, the Wild scored that one goal by knocking the net off.
Yeah.
And
If you recall, we call it like the wildest goal, you know, overtime goal. I mean, it should not have been a goal in our understanding of the rules, but is what it is. Oh, here's the Stammer goal. Poke shot. He just kind of tips it in. Remember, it like drops right down in front of him and he tips it in. We take the lead with 10 minutes left. That was the Stamkos goal we were looking at from the Blues game. So yeah, the Wild games were crazy. That first one was the crazy overtime ending. And then the second one,
I think that was the one right before Christmas.
yeah.
That went to overtime again, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the Preds won that time, I think, on a beautiful 2-on-1 with Stamkos.
Your memory is crazy that you remember that. That you remember that. I remember we won. I remember it was in overtime, but
I remember
you remember the play. That's so cool.
During the Wild game on Wednesday, they showed a replay of that goal. So
Yeah. So then this Wednesday game, what happens?
So in the first 13 minutes of the game, Minnesota Wild forward Matt Boldy gets a hat trick. The fastest in franchise history for the Wild.
So I turn on the game from coming home from work, and I see we're down 3-0. Boldy's got a hat trick in the first period, and I think, okay, sounds about right. Means we're probably gonna win the way the Predators season has gone so far. Ugh. But overall, ended up being too much to come back from. We did come back, take it to overtime, but lost another heartbreaker in overtime. There's a few overtime games now in recent memory where, you know, we just can't get it done. Either they have possession for too long and then they eventually score, or like the Boston overtime game, they just score immediately. You know, as soon as they get the puck, they have the nastiest overtime play I've ever seen. And overtime just hasn't been it for the Preds. Shootouts, if we can survive the overtime, we're undefeated in the last two seasons. So if we can make it through the OT, we're pretty good, but we're struggling in the overtimes, which is weird because I feel like we have good 3-on-3 and 4-on-4 play a lot of times in the game. Well, 4-on-4, we don't really see 3-on-3 in the game, but our 4-on-4 play is great. So something about dropping to that third player, it's just difficult for us. So yeah, we lose that one in OT, and then we have one more. It's a back-to-back, and that last game was against the Washington Capitals. I think a tough one. Yeah. We lost 4-2. Let me see. I was trying to remember any specifics. It's been a week ago now. Yeah, Tom Wilson and Pierre-Luc Dubois score in the first. Same thing. I'm thinking, oh no, here we go, down 2, but probably means we're gonna win. Jacob Chikrin scores first in the second, so then we're down 3-0. Marchessault scores before the end of the second, so we have a chance. McCarron scores, gets it to 3-2.
The called off goal at the beginning of the third period for the Capitals.
Oh yeah, the Capitals scored first, and it was like, oh, there goes the comeback. But our team is undefeated so far in challenges. We're doing a really good job. Our video guy's on it. He knows when to tell the coach to challenge, and Brunette takes a timeout to give them a little more time to make sure, which was a smart move. We end up challenging the offsides and succeed. It was waved off for offsides. So that kind of gave us a spark. Then McCarron goes down and scores like right after, right?
The shift immediately after the called off goal.
They put McCarron out there. He goes down and scores on a wrist shot. So that's awesome.
Yes, the comeback is alive.
Then, 13 minutes into the third period, they get a power play, and Jacob Chikrin scores. I forgot, that was Chikrin's game. He looked so good. The first goal he had scored, I wasn't there for live. It was so nasty. Like, he He makes a nice deke, goes down, and just rips one. And then this power play goal was good too. So Chikrin looks really, really good this year. One of the best defensemen in the league. Is he playing for anyone in the Olympics?
No.
What is he, Canadian?
He's either Canadian or American.
He's American. Wow. Yeah, he's having a really good season. 21 goals, 25 assists, 46 points, and plus 23. That's got to be pretty high up there in the league stats. So
pretty sure he's leading the league in goals for defensemen.
Yeah, I think that game is the one that put him over the top. Let's see, defenseman points. He's not in the top 10. Goals, he's in first. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, there's Yossi.
Yep, Yossi in the top 10 now in goals. It will be really interesting to watch if there's any more late additions. I don't remember what the rules are, but I heard Devon Tays, it's still like possible that he could end up out due to the birth of his child. So I was thinking, like, who would come in for Team Canada, which we can get to when we get to the Olympic preview, but, you know, maybe somebody like Matthew Schaefer or Evan Bouchard. I was looking at these top goal scorers. Neither of them are on Team Canada, so that could be good for them.
I can't believe that Chikrin is another defenseman that the GMs are like, no, like he's leading the league in goals. I feel like that should be good enough to get on the team, but yet another one. All of the goal scorers in the league feel like they're American, and only like a couple of them are actually on the team. Yeah,
it's true. And when you look at, like, I think what happened, especially with Canada and United States, is last year we had the Four Nations tournament, which I think a lot of the Four Nations viewed as like, this is our chance to really prepare for the Olympics, right? Everyone was calling it an Olympic preview. And USA and Canada both did really well, right? They made it to the finals. USA beat Canada in the preliminary round and then lost just in overtime to Canada. So I think both teams felt pretty good with where their team was at and didn't want to make that many changes. So then this year comes along and you've got some players that are doing really, really well, but the team was maybe kind of already set. They're happy with what they have. So you've got guys like that just didn't make the squad, but yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, they had to make some changes for injuries, and then some players that just did so well, you can't not include them. Like Macklin Celebrini being a top 3 in the league in points, I think Team Canada had to put him on the team.
For sure.
Well, I mean, let's wrap up this Preds section then, because we obviously want to talk about Olympics. We keep getting sidetracked. So we finish out with those, 2 losses to finish, 1 overtime loss, and then a regulation loss to finish the week, which, Coach Brunette has been saying, win the week. That's our mentality, win the week.
Yeah.
So that last week before the Olympics, we end up going 1-1-1, which would say is like neutral.
Neutral week.
We didn't win the week, we didn't lose the week. And we finish out, if we're looking at the standings here, we're currently sitting 4 points out of the playoffs, heading into the Olympic break, now. So when we come back in a couple of weeks, the Preds will have 25 games remaining. We've got 25 games left, so that's 50 points up for grabs. How many of those points do you think we need to get to make it into the playoffs? Like, what's the...
Over half.
Yeah. What's the wild card team point situation usually look like?
Gosh, like, I think like right under 100. Like,
yeah, I was thinking 90 something.
90 something for sure.
So let's just say 95 to be safe. We're at 59. So we need 36 out of those last 50 points. That's 18 wins out of the last 25 games. Or, 10 wins, 8 overtime losses. No. What would it be? 10 wins would be 20. You need 36. Yeah, 10 wins, 16 overtime losses. That doesn't work. Maybe do like, we said 18 out of 25, 14 wins, 8 overtime losses. You know, something like that, right? So somehow you got to get a good chunk of points out of those last 25 games. If you say win the week, would that get you there? Let's assume you have 3 games a week. So 6 points up for grabs per week. And let's say you get 4 out of 6 every week. That would, you divide that out by 3. That would basically get you there. Yeah. But you got to win the week like every week. We can't have that many. Yeah, we can't have that many more losses. So it's going to be a tough stretch coming down these last few weeks. But I hope they can do it. It'd be super fun to watch another playoff run.
For sure.
Okay, are we ready to switch over to Olympics?
Yes.
Okay, I already kind of caught you up on Team USA. They're playing unbelievably, well. So go check out the highlights from the last few games and look to tune into the quarterfinals. Our quarterfinal match is set against Italy. When is that?
I don't know.
Let's see. Preliminary is completed. Quarterfinal Friday at 3:10 versus Italy. So Friday will be our quarterfinal matchup for the women. Okay, right now going on, we've got Slovakia versus Finland. Slavkovsky just scored on Juice right when we started the podcast. Let's see what the current score is. They're not showing the score right now.
Finland is expected to win. So still 1-0 Slovakia.
1-0 Slovakia. Finland up 11-4 on shots on goal. So, yeah, playing well. We've got Erik Haula and Jussi Saros on Team Finland for the Predators. Other Preds to watch in the Olympics? Who?
On Sweden, we got Philip Forsberg. And on Switzerland, we got Roman Josi,
who will be their captain. So Switzerland's going to be fun to watch. Josi talked about how special it would be for him if he could just get Switzerland to a medal. I think they have 2 Olympic medals all time in hockey. They're both silvers, I'm pretty sure. Is that what we saw? So he's just hoping for any kind of medal. If they can do that, get into the semifinals and finals, he'd be so excited. But it'd be tough. Look at Switzerland's roster. They have some great players, but going against the behemoths, the big 4 countries of USA, Canada, Sweden, Finland, and then even teams like Slovakia and Czechia and stuff, it's going to be a tough road for Switzerland to get there, but we'll see if the captain can do it.
I think Switzerland is in Canada's group for preliminaries.
Oh, that'll be a fun game to watch at least. See, well, maybe. Canada might smoke them. Speaking of Team Canada, their roster is just ridiculous. And the lines have started to come out from practices this week. You've got Celebrini on a line with Connor McDavid and Tom Wilson.
I mean, it's really the perfect line. Everything you could need in a forward line altogether.
Yeah, you've got McDavid just, best in the world, speed, playmaking, shot. Celebrini, I think, probably one of the best players on Team Canada to put with McDavid. Obviously, they have incredible options, McKinnon, Crosby, everything. But, Nathan McKinnon on the same line as Connor McDavid feels a little bit redundant. They both can carry the puck in at speed and stuff. You're almost, wasting one of them, it feels like, if you put them on the same line. So I feel like they should be split. But you need someone that's got, McDavid's kind of vision. And someone that can go in there and be tough and go after pucks like Zach Hyman does on McDavid's line. And I don't know if Celebrini's quite there, but Wilson is tough and hard on pucks and has a good shot like Zach Hyman. And Celebrini's got vision like McDavid. I feel like he can hang with him and make good plays with McDavid. So that's going to be a fun line to watch.
Yeah. I'm scared.
Me too. Yeah, me too. We'll see. But Team USA looks really, really good. The lines for USA were coming out, and what do you remember for the USA lines?
Let's see. This first line is Austin Matthews, the center, with Jake Gensel and
Might have been Matt Boldy.
Matt Boldy. Yes.
Yeah, who's one of the league leading goal scorers. So that's a cool one. Austin Matthews, I've got high hopes for. You know, I feel like he's our captain for Team USA. I think, you know, he had a couple of years ago with the Maple Leafs where he led the league in goals. He had, I think, 69 goals that year.
Yeah,
just an incredible number of goals.
It's crazy.
Especially in today's league, it's so much harder to do that. And I don't know, he's fallen off the last couple of years. But coming into the Olympics, he picked it back up. He's been scoring a lot more. The Maple Leafs are on a 3-game win streak, and he's leading their team. So maybe he'll have a great year at the Olympics. That'd be really cool to see. Then we've got the famous line from Four Nations that they didn't start Four Nations with, but ended up putting it together, of Jack Eichel with the Tkachuk brothers. That line, it looks like they're going to stick together. That's going to be super fun again. The bottom two lines, it looks like is still a little less certain. You know, you've got guys like Jack Hughes, Clayton Keller, Tage Thompson, JT Miller, Vincent Trocheck. There's a lot of things to mix up there and lots of different combinations you can put together. It's so cool when you have like an all-star type team like this, the different things that they can do. It looks like somebody got hurt. Something to watch when you're watching the Olympics, remember that fighting is an ejection. So you should see a lot less fighting than when you watch the NHL games or the Four Nations games. Like we saw at the USA-Canada game last year, 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. That probably won't happen at the Olympics. It's not going to be worth getting one of your players ejected unless just your team really needs a spark or something, and you get one of your tougher guys that's not as important for playmaking, you know, and maybe have him go in and get a fight just to get the team going. I was looking at Sweden's lines, trying to see where Forsberg's going to land. Right now, it looks like they have him as the odd man out, as like the extra player. So
Interesting.
we'll see. Yeah, see how that goes. I don't know how you don't put Philip Forsberg on one of your top lines. He is so good. He's got an incredible shot. If you're watching him this year, you're seeing him still score like he usually does. So,
I mean, yeah, if he shoots the puck, if he's like in the slot with the puck on his stick, it's probably going to be a goal.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. At Four Nations, I don't remember Forsberg having any like real big special moments.
He had like 1 assist.
And so maybe that's playing into it. Maybe the Team Sweden has a different plan for him, or they're going to use him as like an extra player and throw him out there for like some offensive chances. But I'll be curious to see what they do with Forsberg. And he plays later today, right?
Yes.
Sweden versus Italy, I think, is later this afternoon, maybe around 2 or 3 o'clock, something like that. So yeah, that'll be cool to see. Okay, anything else Olympic preview-wise you want to talk about? I think we already kind of went over the roster. We've talked about lines a little bit. Any other big moments you're excited for, or players you're excited to watch?
No, I mean, everyone USA is going to go against in the preliminaries, because the people in our group is like Latvia, Denmark, and Germany, I think.
Yeah, we should have a pretty easy 3 games.
We should be able to get into the quarterfinals.
And I think we'll get in, I'm pretty sure, with a bye, if I remember how it works. I think if you win your group, you might get a bye to the semis. I don't remember how exactly it happens because there's 3 groups. Let's take a look. Men's Olympic hockey format. Okay, so it's 12 teams, three groups of 4 playing a round robin to determine the seeding. The top 4 teams, so the 3 group winners and the best second place team, advance directly to the quarterfinals. That's what it is. So it's not to the semis. The remaining 8 teams play a single elimination qualification round. So I'm thinking there's not much of a chance we don't really win our group. So we're going to get straight to the quarters, it looks like. Which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Sometimes you want those games. Obviously, you don't want to risk going into an elimination game against a tough team. You know, it would stink to go into that elimination round and end up drawing like, you know, Sweden or something where you're like, oh no, or Canada, you know, and you want that to be the final matchup if you hope. Somebody was asking, how did we end up in such an easy group when some of these other monster teams are in the same group? Like, how did that happen? The seeding is based off of your results at the most recent World Championship. And USA, if you didn't know, won the Worlds this past year for the first time in like a century. So that's how we ended up in such an easy group, and hopefully it ends up helping our team out. Maybe they can use these first 3 games to just kind of like mix up their lines a little bit, kind of see what works, what doesn't work. Give all the goalies a look. Do you think they'll just play Hellebuck every time, or do you let Ottinger and Swayman have a game and see if somebody gets hot?
In the formations before the championship round, we played Ottinger once at least.
Okay.
So I think
You can
we
see
won't just
Ottinger.
play Hellebuck.
Yeah.
Swayman's kind of shaky. I don't know if we'll play him, but maybe if one of the goalies gets injured.
Yeah, he's probably there as the third. So if somebody gets hurt, he'll go in as the backup. And I would imagine if there's any back-to-back games, and I think there are, Saturday, Sunday, I think is a back-to-back. So I would guess on Saturday, you're going to see Jake Ottinger. And then I think tomorrow's game is our first game against Latvia, 3:10, something like that. And then Sunday's game, I would bet would be Hellebuck. So we'll see. Go USA. I think that's a perfect segue into our game today.
Yeah.
So, how's this game going to work, Charlie?
So we're going to pick an Olympic team, which will obviously be USA.
Oh, you think USA should be the pick?
And we're going to play rock, paper, scissors, or
Okay.
Brock, Faber, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. I like it.
And whoever loses has to name a player from the team we pick. And we'll go until someone can't name a player.
Okay. I like it. This should be a challenge. Okay. You ready?
It might just come down to there's no players left, and whoever wins will rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. If our memories are good enough. Okay. Let's see. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Dang. Clayton Keller.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Austin Matthews. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, it's me. Let's go with Tage Thompson. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Dang. Jeremy Swayman.
I don't like you jumping around.
You went from
First
Austin
line.
Matthews to Tage Thompson.
That's true, but they're both forwards. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Matt Boldy. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Jake Gensel.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Dylan Larkin. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Dang. Jack Hughes.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Matthew Kach. Whoops. It's you.
Matthew Kachuk.
Oh, no. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Dang. Jack Eichel.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Brady Kachuk. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Vincent Trocheck.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. JT Miller. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Quinn Hughes.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Brock Faber.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Zach Wierenski. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Charlie McAvoy.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Jake Ottinger. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Connor Hellebuck.
Oh no. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Jackson Lacombe. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh. I said Slavin, right?
No.
Jakob Slavin. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No. Slavin, Wierenski, McAvoy, Lacombe. Jake Sanderson. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
No. Noah Hannafin.
Dang it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I think that might be all.
It's all. Let me think.
Okay.
We got Larkin with Brock Nelson.
Dang it, I forgot there was an extra one.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yes.
You win, I think.
Is that it?
Right?
I'll let you go if you can name a coach.
A coach? I don't know.
Or a general manager. Or an athletic trainer.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Bill Guerin.
Bill Guerin.
Wait,
Keep going. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. The Preds doctor is the American team's doctor. I can't remember his name. Okay, you got Bill Guerin. I'm going head coach then. It's got to be Mike Sullivan.
Interesting.
Mike Sullivan. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Wait, you got me?
Yeah.
Okay. Assistant coach, former Nashville Predator coach John Hines, I think. We might need to verify this, but I'm pretty sure it's John Hines. I don't remember the other assistant though, so I'm cooked if I lose this one. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! No! I think I picked rock almost every round.
Yeah.
You picked scissors so many times, I thought I could get.
No, I don't know what else.
Hines, Bill Guerin, Mike Sullivan. Yeah, I don't know. I think we got all the goalies.
We got all the goalies.
We got the D-men, right? We got Faber, Hughes, Wierenski, McAvoy, Sanderson, Lacombe, Slavin, Hannafin.
Yeah.
That's 8.
That's all the defensemen.
That's it. We got Miller, Trocheck, Nelson. Who's the last guy on that fourth line? They're subbing in and out.
Is it Clayton Keller?
Clayton Keller.
I said him.
And it's Larkin, Hughes, Thompson. Yeah, that's it. We got them all. Charlie wins the game. Good game. Good
that
game.
Was intense.
That was intense.
I was not ready to add coaching.
I don't know. The last few games we played, you won that one. You won the don't say the same thing as me.
I don't know. What did we do
Game before that was... I don't remember. I think you might...
was heads up, except we weren't really competing.
Yeah, we were kind of working together. Yeah. Well, you're on a roll. You're on a streak.
There was also try to say the same thing as each other.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That one we were kind of working together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for featured cards of the day?
Sure.
You want to go first or second?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. Mine's going to go alongside this puck. Over Christmas break, we got to go see Nashville Predators versus Toronto Maple Leafs game, which was great. And I picked not a Nashville Predator, but a Toronto Maple Leaf. Trying to wish him good luck. I've got from the Upper Deck Series 1 25-26 set, goal-oriented Austin Matthews. It says, amidst a 5-game goal streak totaling 6 markers, Matthews scored a pair when the host Maple Leafs marched to a 4-3 overtime victory over the Devils on January 16th, 2025. It says left wing on here, but that's definitely not right. Oh, those are just random words. Okay. Center, Austin Matthews. Let's go Team USA. Come on, Austin Matthews. Lead us to victory.
5-game goal streak with 6 goals is... that's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Point streaks are pretty good for 5 games, but goals...
Yeah, goal streaks incredible. It's so hard to score in this league, you know?
Whoa. Let's put this back card up. Okay. This card has 2 players on it, but one of them is American. I found while going through some of the new cards from the new sets. It's coming to your run, Elias Pettersson and Canucks Quinn Hughes.
Canucks Quinn Hughes. Shout out to the Hughes brothers. We got Quinn and Jack are going to be playing together on the Olympic team alongside the other brother pair we already mentioned, Matthew and Brady. So cool to have 2 brother pairs.
Hughes and Pettersson have utilized their well-rounded styles of play to help drive the Vancouver Canucks toward playoff success. That's not really true anymore.
Yeah.
They rebuilt for a while, and then they had that 1 year where we went against them in the playoffs, and now they're going to have to go through another rebuild.
Yeah, really fascinating what happened with the Canucks. The year we played them, they were really good. It was a great series against the Preds, but they beat the Preds pretty decisively, I would say. Like, it was close, but pretty decisively. Go to Game 6, I think.
Game 6.
And then they lost to the Oilers. In Game 7, and the Oilers went to the finals, right? So they were a very good team at that time, and they just fell apart. I don't know how to explain what happened, if it was team chemistry or the players just getting worse. Quinn Hughes obviously wasn't the problem. He went to Minnesota this year in a trade. Huge trade, like one of the biggest trades, of all time. Since joining the Wild, he broke the record for, what was it, most 3-point games or something by a defenseman or something like that in Minnesota Wild franchise history in 25 games.
That is actually insane.
25 games. The guy that held the record, it took him like 500 games to do that. He has been just unbelievably dominant since joining the Wild, so hopefully he can keep that going with Team USA.
Hopefully.
Alongside his brother Jack, who we hope does well. He did not do super well at 4 Nations. It looked like maybe the play was just like too fast, too hard, and his game didn't like fit, so I hope Jack Hughes can find his game too. Quinn didn't get to play, remember, at 4 Nations. He was injured. So we'll get to see them play together. Somebody shared a clip, I didn't tell you this, of one of the last times they played together when they were younger, and Jack got hurt, which is unfortunately a trend. He gets hurt a lot. Somebody went and hit him and hurt him, and Quinn went over, dropped his gloves, and fought the guy. So I thought that was cool. I wonder if we see a moment like that again where the Hughes brothers are helping each other out or defending each other like the Kachuk brothers do, That should be cool. Also, on that family's note, unfortunately, Luke Hughes is not on the team. So their third brother, also an NHLer, didn't make the team. He's a little bit younger, right?
I think he's like 24, 25.
And playing good for the New Jersey Devils, but not on this level, right? Their mom, Ellen Hughes, was also a hockey player and has been hired. She works for the Team USA women's team for player development. And the players said she's super helpful to have on their team. That she makes them feel really good, helps at practices, does all kinds of things for the team. So I thought that was such a neat thing that she's also part of Team USA, and then her sons are over on the men's team. So pretty neat moment for them. All right, does that wrap it up for today?
Yep.
Great episode. Tune into the Olympics. Going to be an exciting couple of weeks. First time NHLers back in the Olympics since 2014. Team USA on the hunt for gold. First time since 1980. Shout out, there's a new Netflix documentary on the 1980 team, which has already had a couple movies about the team and another documentary. I think HBO did one a few years ago. This one was really good. We watched it the other day. It's on Netflix. It's called Miracle, the Boys of 80, I think, something like that. And it's excellent. They bring back a lot of the players who are older now to the arena in Lake Placid where the Olympics took place. And they rewatch some of the games and get their thoughts on it. And they reveal some things, some insight that has never been said before. I guess being older now, they have different perspective on it. They talk a lot about the coach and the players, and it was really, really fun to watch. And just so special looking back on that run. I wasn't alive. He obviously wasn't alive for the 1980 run. I just know about it from listening to my dad talk about it and watching movies about it. But how cool, back then it was only amateurs, and what we had to do to get past the Soviet team is really inspiring, and then go on to win the gold that year. So that's the last time USA won gold in the Olympics. Let's see if they can pull it off this year.
Go USA.
Go USA. Stay saucy, everybody. Do all the things. Like, subscribe, share. And we'll see you next episode. Should be this Sunday. Hopefully with some good news from how Team USA is going in their first couple games. See you, everybody.